I have an HQCO HVAC unit, model number NHGG125AK04, Number N901058019, rated at 125,000 BTUs/HR. Address for the manufacturer is given as Lavergne, TN ###, and the manufacturer's number is as ###. I had an imbalance in the squirrel cage blower. I threw the circuit breaker after turning the unit off at the thermostat. The unit shut down as it should have. I then cleaned the squirrel cage blades using the knobbed entry door on one side and the removable panel on the opposite side. I reinstalled the door and panel, but the unit will not come on. I believe the unit will not start because of the safety door switch. It is adjacent to the panel, but the panel does not seem to push the switch lever fully closed. I have tried wedging a piece between the panel and the switch lever to push the switch lever fully closed, but the unit still didn't start when I closed the circuit breaker and turned the unit on at the thermostat. I was assuming that the switch lever being fully closed would mean that the switch itself would be put into the normally closed position. I then looked at the schematic, which indicated that the switch should be in the normally open position. I then bent the plastic switch lever so that it was open by prying it to a position outside the panel when the panel was bolted. The unit still did not start when the circuit breaker and the thermostatic controls were activated, and the unit should have been energized. Any thoughts? What am I missing?
Hi, I'm Tim and I'm an HVAC expert here to help answer your questions. Please provide all the information I ask for since I'm not on site. Thanks for your business. Did you try just bypassing switch?
No. Although when I look at the connections on the switch, it would seem that it is already bypassed. The switch has 3 prongs for solderless connectors on the backside of the switch. 2 prongs of one contactor are connected at a joint base when they join the switch. 2 wires are connected to one of these 2 contacts and 1 wire is on the other contact point. The second independent contactor does not have a wire on it, though it does have some scratches on the contactor as if one of the wires was there at one time. Is this an additional $18 over the $28 that I was told I should expect to be charged?
No additional charge. I doubt the switch is bypassed. Can you send me a picture of it?
But I'll need a few minutes. If you give me an email address to send the picture to, I'll send one from my iPhone. Okay.
They don't allow personal contact with customers by either phone or email. But you can upload here. Save to your PC and upload using the small icon that looks like a paperclip.
Okay, but I'll need some time to get this done. Can you give me 45 minutes to send it to you? I don't see the paperclip symbol.
Okay, that's fine. Should be at the top of the answer box, although sometimes this won't show up on an iPhone or iPad.
I'm going to get my tools to open the control box to get the picture for you. We'll be back to you ASAP. I am using an HP laptop computer but still don't see the paperclip. Now I do see something that says Add Files next to the Send button. I assume that is where I'd add the picture. Be back soon.
Okay, THX.
Tim, I took the pictures with my iPhone and will attempt to get them onto your JustAnswer site here in this conversation box. I could not send them to the JustAnswer site, though your emails to me are coming in on my computer and on my iPhone.
Okay, thanks.
Tim, if I lose you in doing this, how do I get back to you?
Just bookmark the page and come back to it.
Tim, here are the pictures. Now let's call. Tim, I had our local HVAC man come out on Monday because I couldn't find the problem. The problem was in a switch that WSS near the floor, and I had inadvertently kicked off with my shoe when working on the HVAC unit. I didn't know about the switch until then. By the way, I thought you told me that talking to you by phone was not going to cost me any additional fees. I have now been charged $28 for contacting you by email and then an additional $18 for our brief phone call. Not happy about that at all.
It should have popped up when you requested a phone call telling you the price. If you look back at all my replies, I never said anything about the phone call. The system generates automatic responses. For example, when you request a phone call, it will tell you the cost, etc. The problem is we never got a chance to connect again, or I'm sure I could have helped you easily find this. I believe you told me you couldn't talk at the moment, and then thought you'd get back to me when you could talk, but you never did.
Tim, see our emails of 8/9 set 932 and 933.
You asked if there was an additional charge, but said nothing about a phone call. That's what confused me. They are doing a lot of improvements on our site, and there may have been something that popped up saying you could request a phone call, but you have to understand, I don't see these on my end. They are system generated. Which is why I was wondering why you were asking that.
Tim, note that when you asked me if we should talk by phone instead of by email, I asked you if there would be an addition charge. You said no, and I proceeded to go with our conversation based on your response. I explained that it was my son's birthday and I had to celebrate his birthday and I would get back to you ASAP. The fact is that I believed, based on your response, that no additional charges above the $28 would be required. You validated this with your email, and so I called you as you suggested. You seem to have no other suggested reasons why the HVAC unit was not functioning, so when my local HVAC repairman was able to come on Monday morning, I allowed him to come and troubleshoot the problem. I am only upset that I was charged both the $28 and the $18 for your services after you expressly stated that now additional charges would be billed to me for talking to me by phone.
Keep in mind, I do not have the ability to correspond with you by email, nor did I suggest the phone call. These are all part of our site and things done behind the scenes by our system. Since us experts work remotely, we don't know a lot of this stuff. That's why I wondered why you asked if there would be an additional charge. Phone calls are always extra, and I did make the call. But since there was a misunderstanding here, I can submit for partial reimbursement for the call. I feel bad that you didn't ask me to call you back, as I think I could have easily steered you to a solution and avoided the extra cost of a service call.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/YTHI.